Hi everyone. This is Sai from Let's Upgrade. So let's talk about how to get your certificate. It's very simple. You will see two links in the description. Number one is the place where you have to go and mark your attendance. Marking your attendance tells us like, okay, you are a legit student who have attended this particular session. Link number two is your assignment. This is where your 90% of the priority is. You have to go and submit the assignment that is given to you in this particular session. Once you're done submitting that assignment, we will be evaluating that. We will send you an email. If you get the passing criteria, then only we will give you the certificate on a particular date that is mentioned again in the description. Please check these three things, and this is the way how you will get a certificate from Let's Upgrade. Number one, mark your attendance. Number two, just go ahead and upload your assignment. Check for the email that you have received it, yes or no. What is the feedback that you have received from your trainer? Number three, check on which date the certificates will be released. Thank you. Bye. All the best. Happy learning.
Okay, so now we are going to continue with the next part. So here, what I'm going to do is to see in what next we have is subqueries. Okay, in subqueries, we are going to see a nested query, a query inside another query. Okay, just like this one query we have ran. Inside this, we will have nested query, and it will be more like a summarize of what we have done. And if someone of you, you have worked with subquery and you struggle with how to work around with this, it will all be clear here. Okay, now I want to create three tables. So one table I'll keep students only. Okay, I have just removed marks from it. Then another table will be course. In this, I'll just keep course name and department. I'll remove fees. Okay, and I'll create one more table like enrollment. Okay, let me remove this first. So, just like I took one example before this, order, product, and customer, right? If you recall, this is the example I took. So just like this, similar pattern, I'm taking one example where you can think product is like courses, student is like customer, and order is like enrollment. Okay, for example, let's say I have a product table. Oh, sorry, let's not take example of product. Let's take an example of students. So I have one students table. So student ID will come, student name will come, student department, okay, and city. Then I'm saying there is one course table. Now, in course ID is going to come, course name is going to come, let's say, and course department is going to come. This is what is going to come here, and this is what is going to come here. Now, what I'm saying, which student enrolled in what course? Okay, so when a student enroll in a course, then they come in enrollment table. So this is a third table. Okay, what this table will have? This table I need student ID, I need course ID, and I need a unique ID of this table itself. Let's say enrollment ID. Okay, and let's say I'll keep a copy of marks. I'll keep a track of marks in this table. So now just see the same concept I told you. So this ID, student ID, which is present here it's called primary key. In course table, this is called primary key. The same key ID or same primary key of these two individual tables, when I'm putting it here, they are called foreign key. So now you can just imagine product table is replaced with courses, user is replaced with students, and order table is replaced with enrollment. So basically, any student will come in enrollment table only when they have enrolled in a course. I can have a lot of students. I have can have four students, but only two students have enrolled in a course. So let's say 101 104. So only 101 and 102. Okay, and let's say 1 2 students both have enrolled in one course. So only those students will come in enrollment table, those who have enrolled in a course. I want to keep a track of these IDs over here. And of course, they will have some enrollment ID, let's say E101, E102, and so on. Okay, and their marks will come. So this is that table which is keeping a track of this data. Okay, and just remember, when a one table for primary key is used in another table, so only primary key in another table, then it becomes a foreign key. So for this table, these two are its foreign key, and for this they will have their individual primary key, and this enrollment table also have their own primary key. Okay, and generally when you guys work with joins, for example, I want to get all the students who have enrolled in a course. So what I want to get the student's name. Now student's name is present here, student id is present here, so I have to do join of these table, right? I have to do join of these table, inner join. I want to get all the students, but plus I want to get all the students who have enrolled, so then that is becomes a left join. I want to get all the students. Okay, I want all the students who have enrolled, plus I want to get the all the courses, so that let's say if I'm performing a let's say case on it, that would be like a right join. Okay, so this is the main idea from where join. So one example I've taken with common column, okay, but real time major use case will come with this primary and foreign key. Okay, so let's take example with that also. Let's quickly create tables. So courses created, student is created. Let's create enrollment table now. Okay, for enrollment table, what I'll do here quickly, I am going to come here. Let's say I'll just create. Okay, so now how to define that this is a foreign key? So I'll say create table enrollment. Enrollment ID will come firstly. Enrollment ID. Okay, I'll say int primary key. Int primary key. Okay, I'll just copy from top and auto increment. This is going to come. Okay, also I'll just make some changes here. Instead of id, let's keep it prop, because so many ids are involved, and to avoid the confusion, we'll keep proper id, course id, student id, and enrollment id, comma. I want to have one student id, so I'll keep student id. Okay, so you have to define that column. So whichever primary key you're going to use from another table, you have to define the value here. Okay, column value. Then I'm going to use course id, int, comma, I want to have my own column, let's say marks int. Okay, now after this you have to define that this is a foreign key. So how will you define? So you will say foreign, FOREI, foreign key. So this student id references, okay, students, the table name students, this table name students. So you are telling students, student underscore id. So this is what you have to define here. So what you're doing here, you are clearly telling that this student id, this foreign key, this student id is not a normal, this is not a column id of enrollment. Basically it's a foreign key. This id will come from students table. References, students, so which, from where, from student tables this id will come. Now just to make you guys comfortable, I can keep it sid and I can keep it sid also. Okay, so the main thing is here you have to put the column name which is going to be present here, and this is what will come from the table where it is present as a primary key. Okay, so I'm saying that this id is not a normal id, it's not its enrollment table column tuple. It's basically it's there, but it is going to come as a foreign key from student table. And similarly I will define course id, course underscore id, references, courses table. I'll copy the course table and their course id. So here I'll just copy course id and I'll paste it here. Okay, the same thing here. So same thing is going to come here, that student table is created, I've inserted the data, course table is created, I've inserted the data. Now these two primary key of this tables individually, I'm using it as a foreign key in another table, okay, which I call as enrollment. So you give enrollment id individually. Okay, also you have to give student id and course id. So what you will do, you will define it. Okay, just for the sake of uniformity, okay, we keep the same name, but why I have changed it to sid, just to make you guys comfortable with that here you have to define the ID, the column which you define here. Okay, so here this is going to be the one which you have created in here. References, you are saying this will come from student table, student ID. Similarly, this course ID, you are saying it is coming from course table, course ID. Okay, so this is how we define it, like this. Okay, now I'm going to run it and let's see. Okay, so we got some here error around this foreign key. Okay, we missed comma. Okay, there you go. All the three tables are created. Okay, now we have not inserted any data in enrollment. So let's insert the data in enrollments table. Okay, so let's see firstly these two tables. Select star from students and select star from courses. Let's see this data first, that what is coming here. Now you can see this data are coming. Okay, now enrollment table, what we have to define, insert into enrollments. Then we have to define, so what is the first thing we have? Student, because ID, enrollment ID will come automatically, it's auto incremented. Then I have to define course ID, then I have to define marks. Now remember one thing, whatever course ID or whatever student ID you're defining, it has to be present in the student table. If it's not present, then there will be a problem. Okay, so that's why I've I have done the query so that I know which ID is present here. Okay, so now what I'm going to say is simply I will start writing that student ID 1, okay, comma, have enrolled in course ID 1, okay, and their marks is, let's say, is 88, comma, I am saying student 1 have enrolled in course ID 4, that is web development, and this code 90. So one student can enroll in multiple. So there can be n is to n relation. Like one student can enroll in multiple courses. In one course, multiple students can enroll. Okay. So let's say student ID 2, this student Isha have enrolled in course ID 2, which is AI fundamentals, and scored, let's say, 70, comma, comma. Now I'm going to say student ID 3 have enrolled in course ID, let's say machine learning, which is 3, and scored 90. Then I'm saying, let's say student 2 have enrolled in course ID 4, which is web development, and scored 90. Okay, so this is how their data is mapped. But on a condition, see, right now I have 7 students, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I cannot put ID 8 is not there, right? So I cannot put ID 8 because that student does not exist. So that student have to be existing. So let's say student with ID 4 have enrolled in course ID 4 and scored 84. And let's say there's a student who have ID 5, enrolled in course ID 5 and scored 92. Then let's see what is the, okay, so we have 5 course IDs only. Okay, so let's say student 5 enroll in course 4 and score 75. Okay, that's it. So this is what we need to run. Let me run it here. So this is how you need to map. So data has to be present here. Now if I do select star from enrollments, you will get the data. You will see the data is come for all 3 tables. See, student, this is enrollment ID is its own. Student 1 has enrolled, student with ID 1 has enrolled in this course and scored this marks. Okay, considering that ID has to be present in these tables. Okay, now we have table. Now we'll do some code on it. Okay, so now let's start with verifying joins. Okay, so let's do a recall on join because now we have a proper foreign key, foreign ID. So I'll say select. Okay, then we know for joins we have to put alias, right? So let's keep the column name first, table name first, students s. Okay, inner join. Now we have to do inner join on 3 tables, enrollments. Okay, so enrollment I'll keep E, students I'll keep S. So I will say select S dot name, comma, S dot department. Department I'll copy from here. So I want to select name and department from students. Then I want to select course from course name. Okay, right now I don't have course, so let's keep enrollments and E dot marks. I want to get the marks from student table, inner join enrollments on. Remember, So this is what we saw. So what is the common ID? What is the commonality in students and enrollment table? Student ID is the commonality, right? So this is what I'll put here. Student ID is equal to E dot student ID. So only those students who have enrolled, those will come. Okay. Now again I'll do inner join. So because I want to get those students who have enrolled in a course, right? So those students will come. But now what I want to get their course name. Why am I doing inner join courses? See, the reason is I want to get course name. Otherwise, how will you get the course name, right? Because course name will come from only course table, right? So basically, I want to get the course name. Course name will only come from course table, right? So that's why I'm putting another inner join on it. Okay, on e dot course id underscore id is equal to c dot course id. Okay, so now this will come. So now if I run this, you can see this student, this is the department name, this is the course name, this is the marks. This is the student, this is the department name, this is the marks. You can see all the students who have enrolled, you can see. So one student have enrolled in multiple courses, see, two and then two again. So two students, student with ID 2. I think that must be student with ID 2 must be Rohit. So Rohit have enrolled in two courses. Okay, so those are coming. Now in this you can do now further what we can do order by, we can say order by ascending. So if you try to understand the syntax in like one, like parts by parts, it's very easy. So when you see it properly you will you might feel like, okay, I have not mentioned the column. I want to order it by s dot, let's say name, and also if you don't mention ascending it will work by default, it will sort ascending order. See, name wise it has, see, name wise it has done the sorting. So when you look at the final syntax you will feel like it's too much, but if you try to break it down, so what I want to select the course name from course table, enrollment marks from enrollment table, and these two things from student table. From student s inner join enrollment, my work would have done here itself, but I did inner join on course table because I wanted course. So an enrollment table and course table has one thing, course id, right? So based on that I have done. Let me do one thing. Let me just do it here, foreign key, copy it here. Okay, foreign key, so that if I want to wipe out any code I can easily do it. Okay, now let's remove this code. Now next what we are going to see is we are going to see some subqueries. Okay, that is the next thing that we are going to see. Let's say I want to select the students. I want to select the students who have scored above than average. So I've already told you how to get the students who have scored average in a class, or average based on department. I've already told you how to get the students who have enrolled, who have scored average in a class, like total average of a class. Then how to find the average based on department. Now I want to get students name. I want students name who have scored above the overall average mark. So now we want to get the student names. Okay, so what I'll do, it's a subquery. So firstly what we need to do is we have to find the students and their average. Okay, this is what we want to do. So firstly I'll say select name comma department. Firstly I'll select this. I want this, these are the two things I want from students. Okay, where students, student id in. Okay, so in subquery we use in. So basically this in, so here I will write a subquery which is nothing but give me the ids of my condition. So I want to get the students who scored above than the average. So I want to get all the student and department from the student table. Okay, so this is what I want to do. This is my first query, that I want to get the name and department of the students. Where student id in, basically only those students will have the average score greater than the average score only when they have enrolled in a course, right? Otherwise they will not have the, so if someone have not enrolled in the course they will never have a marks. So what I did, so I did said select name department from students where student id in means here I have to write a subquery which will give me that student IDs who of the students who have enrolled. So what I'll do, I'll say, so where, from where I should select. So I'll select now student ID from enrollment table. I'll select student ID from enrollment table where marks is greater than, okay, now I want to select one more thing. I want to select average also. Now I'll say select. Now another subquery I'm writing. Average marks from, you know how to do that. Enrollments. How to get the average score. Enrollments. So now you, what will happen? So it is selecting. So if you combine it, what this part is giving me, it is giving me the ID, student ID of the students from enrollment table where marks is greater than average of the marks from the enrollments. Okay, so this is giving me student ID only, which I'm checking from the complete student table. So this is how single subquery looks like. You can see I'm getting Alina, Rohit. These are the students and their department who has scored greater than average students. Okay, now let's say I want to get a list of scores who have at least one student, okay, scoring above 90. I have a case. So what I'll do, I'll say select course name. So I want to get course name. So that course name will come from courses table. So you need to understand the query is find courses that have at least one student scoring above 90, right? So I have to get the course names from course table where course ID in, course ID in. Okay, now I will write. So what I want to select the course IDs from enrollment. So see, if student have enrolled, right, then only that will go. So or if a student have enrolled in a course, then only the course ID, that course ID will go in enrollment table for which student have enrolled. Okay, so I will say select course ID from enrollments where marks is greater than 90. Okay, marks is greater than 90. So and one more thing, remember. So whichever you're doing from now, only those columns you can directly access. So you're saying from enrollment, so I can select this 90 marks here. Okay. Now let me comment this above code, and let's see the output. Only those courses will come where in at least having one student greater than 90. See, there is only one course Java programming where score is greater than 90. Okay, so that has come. I hope it's clear till now. Okay. Now let's take one more example. Okay. Let's say I want to find the top scorers in each department. Okay, let me write here what we did. We find all the courses having students uh, having students scored greater than 90. Okay, this is what we did. And here what we did, we find all the students whose average score is greater than, whose score is greater than average score. Average score. Okay. Now next what we are going to see is I want to get find top scorers from each department. Now this is what we are going to see next. Okay. So now what I'll do, I'll say select S dot. Okay. Now again, students alias will be S. Okay, courses alias will be C, and enrollment alias will be E. Okay. So I'll say from students I want name. Okay. And from S I want students, I want department. Then E I want marks. Okay. If you want other things like say you want course name, so then you can continue and put C dot course name. But these are the things I want right now. Okay. Then next, I want to write from students S. Join enrollments E. Okay. So again, join basically inner join will happen. Enrollments E. Okay. Here I will say on simply common ID, which is student ID and okay, I have to type S dot student ID is equal to, this is the common in both, right? E dot student ID. Firstly, I have to get the students, right? I have to get the students who have actually enrolled. only top scorer will be each department. Firstly, I want to select the name, department, marks of the students S. Okay, enrollment E, enrollment table E. Only for those who have enrolled. So those students will come. Okay, where the from this which specifically E dot marks, enrollment marks, table marks is equal to. Okay, here I'll write a subquery where how will you select, where select max marks, so students with the maximum marks from enrollment table. Okay, I'll again, I've written enrollment table, I'll keep it E2. Okay, again I'll do join students S2. Okay, again I'm doing a query, so I'm trying to get the students here, I'm trying to get students here who have joined. Okay, again I'm applying join here. Okay, on the same, why we are creating another alias for this subquery. So I want to get the students, okay, with a like a maximum score from both the tables. Okay, the common part. So I'll just copy this and I'll just put here on, and here I'll say S2 is equal to this and E2. Now, why I can't use the same alias? Because right now we are in subquery. So whenever your round brace starts, your subquery is starting. Okay. Some of you might be wondering why we didn't use this E or this S, because this is inner query. This is subquery. So you can't use the same as top. Okay. That's why you have to define it separately in a subquery. Okay, so I'm saying select name, department, marks from students table, inner join this, so only students name, department will come who have enrolled firstly. Then those students, after this I'm putting a condition, those students who have scored maximum marks. And why we are doing this? Because only those students we want who have enrolled, so that's why we are just repeating this inner step. Okay, so that's why we have created alias on student ID and this. Okay, also we can also do something like this, another case, let's say S2 dot department, so we want only those students whose ID is same department, inner join is equal to S dot department. Okay, so only we don't want all the departments, we want only the departments where the student have enrolled and we got the score. Okay, now let's try this. Now just see, this is the student name, this is their department, this is what they have scored. This is the student name, this is the department, this is what they have scored. See, we are getting only those students who have scored like the top scorer in each department. So this is how we got it. Okay, just take a look at the code. Okay, so this is how you can perform these subqueries. Okay, now there is a mini project, this is not the assignment. Okay, so this is the content I wanted to cover, but this is just a simple task you can do before attempting the assignment. Okay, that's it. So what you guys can do is you can build three tables: course, enrollment. Okay, you can get the students per course, average marks per course, identify students who haven't paid fees, something like this. Okay, this is what you can practice. Then you can come to your final assignments, which you all have to submit to get your certificate. So you have to attempt fill in your attendance, plus this is the assignment you have to fill. It's a very simple assignment and explanatory. Let me explain it. So you have to design a relational database for an event management platform where a user can register, attend events, and leave the feedback. Okay, so your database should help analyze user participation, event performance, and overall platform success. Okay, so these are the three tables you have to create: user, event, registration. What will be the column, what will be the tuples I've already mentioned: ID, name, city in this, event ID, event name in this, and event feedback, rating, everything is in registration. Okay, so these are the columns that you will create. Then firstly you have to create the table and you have to define like primary key and foreign key, which we have already discussed, like user ID and event ID. So see, these are primary key in user and event table, and they will become foreign key here. Okay, event will ID will come. Okay, registration will have their own ID, just like enrollment ID use student ID and course ID. Okay, and these, just like marks, these will be their individual columns. Okay, like this you will perform primary and foreign key. You will add some data like 5 columns or rows in events, 6 rows in user, and 10 in registration. Minimum you have to add, you can add more. Then perform some CRUD operations like we have done, okay, creating, inserting, select, update, delete, sorting, limit, filter. Then these are the queries that we want to see in when you submitting the assignment. These are the outputs we will see. We will analyze how you created the table, the syntax, then all the column names perfectly created. Minimum these columns has rows has to be there. This is the primary foreign key relation are properly mentioned. Basic CRUD operations, everything you have mentioned. And these are the things you have to analyze, queries that we will see. Analyze event popularity and user participation. So popularity, how can you calculate? You can calculate based on the feedback. Okay, calculate total registration and average feedback for each event. So that is what you can do. So total registration will help you with the total count, right? And average will help you with the feedback rating. Average. So feedback rating will be a number, integer. You have to find events with the average rating greater than 8. You have to determine total revenue generated by each event through ticket price. So number of students or users who have enrolled for the registration, from that you can do the join and get that value. Okay, you have to identify top performing events in each category. And then you have to display users who have attended more than one event. Okay, then you have to show users who have not attended any event. So so how you will get students who have not enrolled in any event? Basically the two users who are not in a part of registration table, they have not attended simply. Okay, you have to retrieve students who have attended the most expensive event. So it's to the user, okay, who is a part of registration table, and their the event with the highest ticket price that you need to get. You have to do joins here. Then you have to generate a leaderboard showing each user total attended events and average rating. So whatever example I took in this complete session, this assignment is exactly copy of it. Nothing different you have to Google or do. You can literally do it on your own. If you look at these cases and what I have covered, it's all same. Okay. Also, you can imagine your registration table is like enrollment table. Your event table is like your the courses, and user is like your students. So if you go with this approach, everything I have covered here. Okay, so this is assignment. Just submit it through the platform. Okay, and you guys will get the certificate. Thank you guys. It was lovely connecting with you all, delivering this lecture for you all. Okay, and hope to see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.